Ruby, what are you doing? You happy it's Saturday? Oh boy, you done laid down? What are you doing? Are you chilling? You're so cute. All right, folks. So what I'm doing is, look at all this. It's just, I am literally cleaning out my yarn closet. I want to walk in here now. Right now, you're like, oh, it's a clear path. But I'm gonna show you everything that was piled up. Is just insane. I need to. I have to. I have to get rid of a lot, or not get. I don't like to say get rid of it like that, but basically downsize. Like, it's a lot, and then in these big tubs, they're literally on wheels. It's packed to the brim of yarn, like literally packed, and this goes all the way around the corner. So these tubs are long. You can see that bag of basically it's projects that went wrong, and it's just overflowing out of the bag, which I'm not proud. Is nothing for me to be proud of. Not to mention, it's just like all my hobbies. I had a pillow stuffed here that I made and did not realize when I took the pillow. Look, it's yarn in the crevices. Look at that. Yarn in the crevices. It is just crazy. It's drawers. Look at that. I can't even pull it out. This is the scrubby drawer yarn. There's different types of scrubbies. Like, oh my gosh. It's insane. Like, if I even go down on this lower level, it's just all the way in the back. I mean, literally, it's just tons and tons and tons of yarn, right? And then you see the project table. Like, I'm sure if Andre looks at this, he's gonna be like, oh my god, we got that table up there for you just to, yeah, Andre, looks bad, right? Yeah. And then it's just bags and bags of yarn that I got like clearance, like a ton of stuff, like all these bags. There's nothing new there. It was clearance, most of it. There's another canvas bag. It's a lot. Look at that. It's just, I don't even know. It's just a ton of stuff. Here's another, well, these are actually finished projects. Well, no, 2 of them are finished. There's more unfinished projects, probably some missing yarn that I've been looking for. Here's another canvas bag, brand new canvas bag that I got from clearance at Hobby Lobby. Look at that. Just, I know y'all like, what is that? It's a whole bunch of projects that I was just like, oh man, I messed up. And then you come out into the living room, which all of these canvas bags that you see, there's stuff that's, is vacuum sealed. All of this, it was stuffed in my coat closet. Like, it literally was all the way up to the brim. And my poor coats, I just now put them there. Like, yeah. That's why I'm like, oh, I gotta get rid of I need to declutter. And the crazy part is that you guys haven't even seen the basement. When I say the basement, I mean the garage, because there are tubs of yarn in there. Oh, let me not forget about this. It's hiding behind the door. Look at this. It is just Yarn City. Like, Yarn City. Yarn City. Yarn City. Yeah. I mean, just, it's much. So, there you have it, folks. I need to do some giveaways and declutter. I'm embarrassed. Anyway, Ruby, say bye to everybody. Ruby's like, your little dirty secret is out. No, you're supposed to stay still, Mama. What do you want? Come here. You say bye? Hmm? You say bye to everybody. Look. Look in the camera. Oh my goodness, how cute are you? So there you have it. That is that is like what I woke up with. As you can see, I'm still in wake up mode. Saturday morning, I have not gotten dressed yet. I felt the need to purge, and I was just like, yeah, something's bothering me, you know, and I knew that it was the yarn. I knew it was, because I was just like, oh, let me gather up all the yarn, you know, let me go through my stash and see what I'm going to throw in the next giveaway. And it was like, it was overbearing. And I was just like, you know what? I need to make a video about this. I need to make a video not to show how much yarn I have, like, yay, look at me, woohoo. Not to brag and say, yeah, I got this and that and this and this, or this is what's going to be in the next giveaway. Nope, not about that. It dawned on me that this is, it's a problem across the nation. I'm not talking about y'all like Cheyenne. Everybody has a yarn stash like that. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about consumption. That's what this is about. Everyone has something that they are, that intrigues them, that they have a passion about. But then the problem becomes where you have a passion and the passion turns into an obsession. The obsession then turns into consumption. And then that passion then consumes you. Everything has turned dark now. Basically, you need to figure out what's going on in your life. How did I get to this point? And sometimes it's not clear on how you got to this point. It's not clear at all. In order for you to gain clarity, sometimes you have to downsize. You need to scale back. Or in the streets, they say fall back. You know, you basically need to step back. You need to figure out what went wrong. Why is your life so out of balance right now? How do you get your life back into balance? The first thing is to be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. You can try to hide it all you want, but you know when you have consumed too much and your life is out of balance. So we need to put our lives back in balance by taking inventory of what we actually have. And we realize that, number one, we're not using it. Number two, we have so much of it that we will not be able to use it in this lifetime, okay? And number three, which is the hardest part, is to let it go. It's like that app, let go. Let go. Yep. That's where I'm at right now. My passion has consumed me. It is a sickening feeling when I go to stand in front of the closet doors and I dread opening it because I'm like, damn, I'm not going to be able to find my way through here. There was one time, and this is a true story. There was one time that I had, well, it was even less yarn, but it was still like growing. And in one of my past apartments, I went to go open a door and Ruby was younger then. And all the yarn, it was an avalanche of yarn, came tumbling down on me and poor little Ruby. And I was really concerned for her because you're like, Shiny, it's yarn. But, you know, rabbits are very frail. Their spine can snap like a pencil. And I was so scared that she got trapped in the avalanche. And I felt like saying, Ruby, oh my God, I'm going to go get help. This is never going to happen again. But yet here we are. I guess because nothing really bad happened, I just kept consuming. But let me get serious for a moment. Again, when you have a passion and it consumes you, you don't even realize it's taking over. You know, it's growing up the side of your face, the back of your neck, kind of like the blob. You touched it and now it starts growing, it's covering it. So you can't even see yourself. You can't recognize, that you have a problem. I'm not saying, folks, like, oh my God, yeah, it's so bad that I buy yarn and I can't pay my bills and stuff like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we all have something that we have too much of, okay? Whether it's the guy that's, all about computers and he has like a ton of computers, and he got parts laying around, or whether it's the sneakerhead. I got plenty of friends that are sneakerheads. They got to have the latest Air Jordan or whatever sneaker is like the hype, and they're just wearing, they're just storing them. I mean, one of my closest friends, he was definitely one of those people just steady collecting the latest Jordan until one day he went to go wear the sneaker. He knows who he is. I'm not going to say his name. He went to go wear the sneaker that he had stored, but I guess he didn't have it stored in the right climate. And it was years, and he went to go put on the sneaker, went to the stores with, family, and the sneaker literally started falling apart. Why? Because he had it sitting in somewhere where it shouldn't have been, and he was never wearing them. Now, the amount of money that he paid to get that sneaker and then for it to fall apart while he was actually wearing, he was so embarrassed. That is a funny story. I swear it was funny. But really, it really goes to show you, like, like we have things that we have so much of and we don't even realize it. By the time we do realize what we have, either it has fallen apart, it's basically degraded. Is that a word? Disintegrated. Or it no longer has the value that we once thought it did have. Or you could have easily outgrown it and been like, why am I holding on to this? If you go into the average house in America, right, you're going to find something. You're going to find so much of stuff and junk somewhere in that household. And you want to look at these people and you want to say, are you even using this? Do you even know what you have? This is the reason why, back in the day, you would see these old movies where the wife would say, honey, no, you're not going golfing this weekend. You're going out. You need to clean out that garage. You need to clean out the attic. And they would get so mad because they knew that was going to be their whole Saturday, if not their whole weekend. Why? Because we are a nation, right, that we produce like nobody's business. We consume like nobody's business. And if you're sitting there and you're trying to come for me and you're saying, well, Cheyenne, we can't have, we're one of the richest countries. Exactly. But we're one of the richest and irresponsible countries there is as well. And what I mean by irresponsible, we are irresponsible with our abundance. We're irresponsible with it. We consume like rabbits produce. Perfect example. When you have a phone, I'm a Droid girl. I'm not an iPhone person. It doesn't matter. Samsung and iPhone, they go against each other. They are the two biggest competitors in phones out there. While you are home, getting all happy, smelling that new smell of your phone, unwrapping the box, like, yeah, I can't wait to show everybody I got a phone. iPhone already has the next commercial showing you what's the next latest and greatest. Yep. Same thing with Samsung. It is definitely an issue, folks. We can't even enjoy what we have before we're already not even looking, but thinking of the next thing. We're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. Yeah, that's why we have to take the time to step back, take inventory of what we have. Okay. I come from a family that is the hobby family. We shouldn't be called the Lancasters. We should be the hobbies because my dad and mom are hobby people. Okay. So basically, I know me and my mom got my dad beat by a long shot in the amount of hobbies that we have. Me and her are always looking for something new and different. But the problem with me and my mom is that when we find something, we want everything that goes with that hobby. We want all the bells and whistles. We're doing research. We're like online. We're like, oh yeah, we can get this to do that or whatever. Perfect example when like I was just like, I'm doing Dominar, and she's like, me too. And we were sending text messages back and forth to each other. And then it was getting on the phone. And then my mom was just like, I told her, I said, yeah, I have a lamp that I bought from Hobby Lobby and it does this. And then she's like, oh, well, there's a lamp. You can lay it on there and you can do it there. And then soon as we got off the phone, I get on Amazon, boom, is at my door the next day. Like, that's how we are, you know. But the problem is, compared to my dad might have one or two hobbies, but me and my mom, oh, I don't even want to know. But even my parents recently have started realizing, you know, like, let's get rid of some things that we may have, you know. One, thank God, Dad, thank you. Consideration out of me, like, when we move on, we don't want Cheyenne to be stuck with all this stuff, you know, for her to handle. And then also, they started thinking like they either outgrew the interest, you know, or they realized like, wait, this is way too much. And when they started doing it, it really did make me start looking too. You know, I'm a little late in the game. But nevertheless, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. So I'm here to say that I need to begin purging, you know, which is why I had said that don't worry if you didn't win in the giveaway, there's more to come. But getting back to the matter that is really serious, though, is that I would like for people to really stop and look. When you're out shopping, do what I did. And I actually stumbled upon this epiphany that I had about consumption in America. One day, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, I went into one of my craft stores. I don't even know why I was there, just to have something to do. And they had already started putting out the Halloween fall stuff. And there was the stuffed animal that they had. And they had to have at least a good 20, 30 of them. Now, the stuffed animal was specifically for Halloween. So Halloween is only here for a second. And I started thinking to myself, that's about 30 items there. How many of those are people really going to buy? And let's say if they even sell 10, you still have 20 left. What are you going to do with it? And if you're saying, Shine, they're going to put it away in storage and then they're going to bring it out next year. The problem is that may be true. That might be true. But you don't think that either that same manufacturer or another one is going to produce some other little crazy creature, stuffed animal for next year. And now you have to bring back out the inventory that you could not sell, that you did not sell, and add it on top of the new stuff. And if you're saying, well, that's how we get clearance. Okay, let's say they're successful with the clearance and then they move every single product that they had out of the store. Where do you think it went to? It had to go home with someone. Now it's in your home. The kid is fascinated by it. They play with it for a little bit, But you know how kids' attention span is. They need to be going to something else. And now your closet is starting to look like my yarn closet, and it is just nothing but toys. Something that looks so nice and shiny in the beginning. You had to have it. It looked so brand new because it was brand new and you were fascinated with it. And somehow you got it into your home and, you know, it was there for a couple of days. You're just like, yay, it's new. Whether it's a toy, whether it's a painting, whether it's a piece of furniture sometimes, whether it's new dishes, you know, new electronics, that new DVD. If people still watching DVDs, I still watch DVDs. Whatever the case is, you were fascinated by it. It was something brand new, a whole new world, like Aladdin said. And then all of a sudden, it started getting dull. It started losing its shine, but you still liked it, you know. And the next thing you know, it's just like, bleh. And next thing you know, you're just like, now I'm stuck with it. How do I get rid of it? You just stuff it in the closet, you know, you put it up in the attic, you put it up in the garage, and then that's it. That's the end of it. So again, what I'm saying is, did you really need it? Probably not. Was it worth it? Probably not. You should take a moment the next time you go into the store and see what I saw. Because I came to the conclusion that if this country, if we didn't produce clothes, if we didn't produce furniture, gadgets, toys, hobbies, whatever, if we didn't produce it for 1 year, if we just lived off of our whatever inventory we have in our stores, right? In our existing stores, maybe one store might run out of something, but you can get it from another store. 1 year without production, watch what happens. That's a true statement. I'm sorry. And if you're saying, Cheyenne, your numbers is off. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because have you ever walked down the aisles in stores and look at the overhead stock? Look at the overhead stock. And not to mention, you don't even see what's in their, you know, each store retailer probably has some offsite like storage, warehouse, you know, whatever. And basically that's where like holiday or seasonal items are kept or whatever. You know, I mean, look at Ross, look at TJ Maxx, look at Macy's. I'm talking about just clothes alone. You're going through, it's like you could just hear those hangers just like scrape, 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 clank, 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 clank. And we can't even get rid of the latest thing that came out 5 months ago. Like, the mass production is ridiculous. Like, we can't even get rid of it before the next items are coming in. And of course, the stores have to make room for the newest thing. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why. Remember when we was growing up? I grew up in the 70s, 80s, right? I remember when Macy's or department stores had a sale, it was a big deal. It was a big deal, folks. And now it's not. Why? Because there's always going to be a sale. Like, I remember my aunt running out. Like, women in my family be like, oh my God, I'm sorry. No, my weekend is on lockdown because I got to catch that sale. Why? Because sales didn't come every day the way they do now. There's nothing special about a sale. It really isn't. There's nothing. Even when I worked at Payless, when I was in my 20s, back in the day, everybody, the buy one, get one half off sale was a big deal. You know why? Because it only showed up twice a year. It showed up Easter and school time. That was it. So that way you're really able to clear out your inventory. Things were in demand. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And if you're saying, but Cheyenne, if something's in demand, you didn't make enough, the thing is like, I feel like there was a balance in the universe. Basically, there was a balance in how much we consumed. You can't consume everything if it's not always available to you. And then someone came up with this great idea of mass production. Mass production in the beginning of its time was, yeah, I can see how it was great, but it's not the mass production I'm putting down. Like, it's over. You're producing so much, that it's like, it's not a big deal. There's nothing special about it. There really isn't. I just wanted you guys to understand that, like what I just showed you, it all starts with something that is a passion that turns into an obsession, that turns into consumption, which then turns around and consumes you because it's an overabundance available at our disposal. We are going to pay the price. We're a wasteful species. We are. And I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. No, I'm not saying you should not be able to go out and enjoy your fruits, of labor. If you want to go and you're like, I feel like going shopping, whatever. But what I'm saying is, make sure that whatever it is that you want to buy, make sure that you're putting it to use. We just got so much and we don't use it, and we start throwing things away. And if you keep throwing things away and nobody's using anything, where do you think that trash goes? Where do you think it goes? So maybe that's something we can discuss the next time. But stay tuned, and I'm gonna show you the pictures, of Gwen's creations from her winnings. And like I always say, you don't have to be everybody's best friend, but be respectful. Just be kind. Be kind. And now I need to go and get ready for my day.